Welcome to English with Shams. In order to speak fluent English and express yourself in best way, you have to understand and practice important aspects of English language like grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, and communication. In our course 30 Days English Speaking Challenge, these aspects are explained in detail with examples. In this video, you will learn English idioms, also known as idiomatic expression.
Idioms. So an idiom, also called idiomatic expression, is an expression, word, or a word or phrase that has a figurative meaning conventionally understood by native speakers. So this means this meaning is different from the literal meaning of the idiom's individual elements. In other words, idioms don't mean exactly what the words say. They have, however, hidden meaning. For example, let's say ABC. So the meaning here, primary knowledge. All right. Let's see some example. He doesn't know even the ABC of music. Right. So you see the alphabets ABC. There is no meaning of this ABC. Just ABC. There is no literal meaning, but when we are using in a sentence to express as primary knowledge. So let's see here, he doesn't know even the ABC of music. All right. Similarly, another thing, a blessing in disguise. Meaning of this a phrase we can say, all right, meaning of this phrase, blessing in disguise, something good that is not recognized at first. That's the meaning of this one, a blessing in disguise. In this phrase, if you look at different words like a, then blessing in, and then disguise, total 4 words. And the if we look at individual meaning of these words, then it is different. When it is combined as a phrase and look at and considered as IDM, then the meaning is something good that is not recognized at first. All right. Example, losing my job was blessing in disguise. I never would have found this one if it had not happened. Next, above all, more than anything else. That is the meaning of this idea. Above all, be careful of your health. After all, in spite of everything. After all, he is a patriot. After all, correct? A hot potato. Speak of an issue mostly current, which many people are talking about and which is usually disputed. So, example, the aborting issue is a political hot potato in the United States. Look at some other example. A piece of cake, a task that can be accomplished very easily. Example, our team is strong, but it won't be a piece of cake to make it to the finals. As if, as it would be the meaning. So example, he swims so beautifully as if he is a water god. Okay, as which, as it were. You see here, as with where. So with it, pronoun helping verb is used, which is used in past continuous. In past continuous, we use singular helping verb, past continuous was, but you see here where is used, as it were. So this is a phrase. So meaning of this phrase is as it were means like. So the sun as it were. You cannot say as it was, because here literal don't we don't need to go and consider literal meaning of each word like as, it, where, because if we're combining together these three, it gives the meaning like. The sun is as it were the lamp of the universe. The lamp of the universe. So that is as it were. As usual, habitual. He is late as usual. Okay. A taste of your own medicine. When you are mistreated the same way you mistreated other. The meaning of this phrase. Now you see how it feels to have someone call you names. You are getting a taste of your own medicine. John, who is often rude and abrupt with people, was devastated when the teacher treated him rudely. He doesn't like having a dose of his own medicine. Let me take some other commonly used idioms. Yeah. Actions speak louder than words. Meaning people's intention can be judged better by what they do, than what they say. Of course, the government have made all sorts of promises, but as well as we all know, actions speak louder than words. Okay. So, you know, with nouns like government and other, right? So you will see that, okay, I will come to that point later. Now, yeah, add fuel to fire. Add fuel to fire. Meaning, whenever something is done to make a bad situation even worse than it is, that is the meaning of this item sentence. Shouting at a crying child just adds fuel to the fire. Okay. Let's say, yes, against the clock, rushed and short on time. So in a race against the clock, they rushed the accident victim to the hospital. Okay. All bark and no bite. All bark and no bite. Meaning when someone is threatened or aggressive, but not willing to engage in a fight. John talks big and big about how much money he will make someday, but he is all bark and bite. Okay, all in the same boat. When everyone is facing the same challenges, that is the meaning of all in the same boat. Example, Suddenly, Paul was in the same boat as any other worker who had just lost a job. Okay. Then let's take some other example. Yes, at one's finger tips. So it is finger. Let me correct this sentence. It is at one's fingertips. This is this one. Later on, I will share this updated, corrected book. Yeah, at one's fingertips. All right. So at one's fingertips or end, meaning ready at hand. So, right. So at one's fingertips, or you can make sentence like at one's finger end. Okay. So the meaning is ready at hand. So all these facts are at his fingertips, or all these facts are at his finger ends. At last, in the long run, I got my missing book at last. So at least, at the lowest, at least 100 boys will come to school today, right? At stake, in danger. His life is at stake now. Okay. Similarly, at the 11th hour, meaning at the last moment. At the last moment, the doctor came to the patient at the 11th hour, meaning at the last moment. Back to square one, having to start all over again. Negotiations have broken down and it's back to square one. Now let's look at some other some other idioms. Yes, this is another one which is commonly used. Beat beat around the bush, or beat about the bush. So this is one very commonly used. Beat around the bush. Or another phrase, beat about the bush, meaning avoiding the main topic, not speaking directly about the issue. Example, stop beating around the bush and answer my question. Right? So meaning beat around the bush, meaning to stall, to waste time, not answering directly, right? Avoiding the main topic like this. All right. So if you look at beat about the bush means to stall or to waste in time. So let's stop beating about the bush and discuss this matter. Meaning, let's stop wasting the time and discuss this matter. Bed of roses, comfortable condition. Life is not a bed of roses, meaning life is not easy. Best of both worlds, meaning all the advantages. Donna hated to have to choose between retirement and continuing work. She wanted to do both so he could live in the best of both worlds. Best of both worlds, meaning all the advantages. Listen in this line we discuss. Yeah, big gun, big gun, a leading man. He is a big gun of our locality. Big gun means a leading man. All right. So different idioms are there. So similarly, by all means, in all possible ways, try to do it by all means, all possible ways. Try to do all possible. Okay. By chance, by accident. I met him on the way by chance. By no means, in no way. I shall, I shall by no means call him. I shall by no means call on him. Okay. By hook or by crook. By fair means or foul. You must do this work by hook or by crook. All right. By far. Also, these are different idioms which are used. Commonly used idioms I have listed out here. Come to light. Become known. Their private talk has come to light at last. Come off with flying colors. Win a victory. Our school team came off with flying colors, meaning our school team win a victory, right? So you can see here, this is just the meaning. And here we are using came off with flying colors. Yeah. Crocodile tears. Pretended cry. She shed crocodile tears at our mercy. Okay. Cross your fingers or keep your fingers crossed. What does it mean? What is the meaning of this idiom? To hope that something happens the way you want it to. At this point, they can only stand back, cross their fingers, and wait to see if the fireworks go off perfectly. Okay, so let's see what is the meaning of this idiom in dictionary and other synonym words. Cross your finger. Keep your finger crossed, for example. Or let's see this. Cross your fingers. Hope for good luck or something will happen, right? Or keep your fingers crossed. Right? Keep your finger crossed to hope for good luck or something, all right? See, in this way, in free dictionary also, you can see the meaning with pronunciation. Cry over split milk. When you complain about a loss from the past, please calm down. You are just crying over split milk. Okay. So see here, but the cheese, dark horse, devils educate, dry run for from A to Z. Yes, now see here. From A to Z. So in British English, this alphabet is pronounced as Z. In American English, it is pronounced as, sorry, in British English, it is pronounced as Z. In American English, it is pronounced as Z. Okay, so we can say from A to Z or from A to Z, the meaning from the beginning to the end. From the beginning to the end. The statement is true from A to Z, or we can say the statement is true from A to Z. Okay. So these are the synonyms. Similarly, instead of, meaning in exchange of. Give me a book instead of that. Yeah, in vain, meaning fruitless. So all his attempts were in vain. So it means there was no benefit. In vain. In order to, with the object of. He came here in order to meet my brother. Okay. Yes, last but not least, an introduction phrase to let the audience, an introduction phase to let the audience to know that the last person mentioned is no less important than those introduced before him or her. The speaker said, and now, last but not least, I would like to present Bill Smith, who will give us some final words. Okay, and another one, last resort, a final expedient or a recourse to achieve some end or settle a difficulty. If you don't improve, we will try this new medication as a last resort. Okay. Some other. Of course, meaning certainly. Of course, you know what that means. Okay, now there are so many others. Yes, out of date, out of fashion. This fashion is now out of date, out of order, defective. This car is out of order. All right. Out of once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon happens very rarely. Once in a blue moon, I will have a beer friends. I will have a beer with friends, but it's not my regular drink. Right? On the same page, when multiple people all agree on the same thing, thinking in a similar way. All right, so that is on the same page. Louisa said she called the meeting to make sure everybody is on the same page. Okay, out of blue, something that suddenly and unexpectedly occurs. Then one day, completely out of the blue, I had a letter from her. Okay, so part and parcel. So an integral part, meaning discipline is part and parcel of the administration. So we can say loss and profit is a part and parcel of the business. Another sentence. All right. So in this way, as per your requirement, you can make these sentences. Yeah. Pros and cons, meaning details. You should consider the pros and cons of the system, meaning you should consider the details of the system. Round the clock, 24 hours. He is working round the clock. Rule of thumb, a general principle, a rough estimate. Going by by a rule of thumb, we stop for gas every 200 miles when we are traveling. Run out of steam, to be completely out of energy. Toward the end of the lecture, he seemed to run out of the steam. leaving us with no summary or conclusion. Okay, right? See eye to eye, set free, all right? So all these are the idioms which I have listed out with meaning and example. Last one, zero tolerance. No crime or law breaking, big or small, will be overlooked. So because of the zero tolerance rule, the kindergartner was expelled from school because his mother accidentally left a table knife in his lunch box. Okay, so this is about idioms. So in idioms, an expression or a word or a phrase gives some meaning. And in that phrase or expression or the word, so the literal meaning is different, but when we combine them, it gives a different meaning. So that is called as idioms. Okay. So look at the meaning of idioms here. IDM. IDM. Look at pronunciation. IDM. Right. So it is idiom. Idiom. Okay. So what you need to do is you just need to go to the free dictionary. It will help you to identify correct pronunciation in different, like in UK English or US English or the neutral. So here it is idiom. Idiom. A speech form or an expression of a given language that is particular to itself grammatically or cannot be understood from the individual meaning of its elements, as in keep. Okay, so that is idiom. Idioms. The correct pronunciation of this word, idiom, it is idiom. You see here, it is now idiom. So that is about idiom.
Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to our channel, like and share our videos. Provide your comments, follow us, and practice to enhance your English fluency.